GM wanted to get at our readership. Glad you brought me back to that point. And they interviewed all the top MRI, J.D. Powers, everybody, to try to figure out how to do a study on us, because they would not accept our first study. Because keep in mind, we were the only consumer magazine for African Americans and Latinos, so our numbers in terms of influence is right up there with the motor trends in car and drivers, etc. In other words, 59% of our readers buy new cars, they go to dealers for servicing. It's just a lot of factors that they were not used to seeing. And then they wanted to get at our readership, because they figured, hey, if only 50% of the people who subscribe to the newspapers read our magazine, then they're going to cut our ad rates in half. That's really what they wanted to get at. So they finally hired Beta Research and customized a study. It was a 2-page questionnaire, and the compromise was that the survey would not be in the magazine. So it wound up costing a lot, because we pay the newspapers to insert the magazine, and then you have to pay the newspapers to insert the study. The same rate. We pay the same rate, no matter how big we get. The only time they charge us more for weight is the dailies. The Washington Post may charge increase, but the black papers don't, for the most part. But anyway, they did 240,000 of our newspapers across the country. Results came back pretty much similar to the first study we did, which was a whole nother methodology. 59% of our readers will buy new cars in the next 2 years. Half of them are females. And 18% of the people who receive it in their newspaper say they don't read it. They don't read it, they don't pass along. So really that wasn't significant enough for them to change, because it still brought us in line with what they may consider a rate base, even though I don't claim a rate base. But we took that off the top, and we added our pass along, which is 4.5. They also couldn't understand how come they take an hour to read this little tiny magazine. Because it's a reference guide. It's not something that you read and throw away. It's something that you read and you pass along to friends and coworkers and family who buy cars. You know, if you have somebody you know to buy a car, this will help them buy a car. And so the pass along was twice as high as average newsstand, and the time spent reading, which is an hour, was pretty high to them as well. But they did